given everything that we have seen. Do you support Herschel Walker?
Well, I sure do, more for the policy positions he's going to take. Senator Warnock is one of the most liberal, progressive folks. He wants abortion on demand until birth. Only 1 in 5 voters support that. Now, Herschel needs to become clean and just be honest. We also know that we all make mistakes. And it's just better if this actually did happen to say I'm sorry and ask for forgiveness. But this is ultimately going to be done about positions.
But, Congressman, let me ask you this, though, Congressman. By supporting Herschel Walker, given these allegations, is the GOP, are you sending a message that Republicans are willing to win at all costs?
Well, I think people make mistakes. And if people acknowledge them and ask for forgiveness, none of us are perfect.
I want to ask you personally, do you plan to support President Biden if he runs again in 2024?
He's the sitting president. If he decides to run again, I'm going to support him. The party's going to support him. That's, that has a long history in our country. But I have been very vocal, including with my own leadership in the House, that we need a new generation. We need new blood. Period. Across the Democratic Party, in the House, the Senate, and the White House. I think that the country has been saying that. And, I'm one of just a handful of members of Congress who hasn't voted for Nancy Pelosi as Speaker. And I've said I think we need new leaders. I would love to see some Midwestern leaders in there, right? That's been important to me, is to reflect the middle of the country. We're here, too. But I do think new blood is a good thing. But if the sitting president of the United States decides to run, we're going to support him.
Do you think that Donald Trump understands how much legal jeopardy he's in right now?
I actually do think he understands how much legal jeopardy he's in. And then I think he convinces himself that it's not that bad. But the fact that he spent $3 million on a retainer for a lawyer whose advice he has sometimes not listened to, I should note. But the fact that he was willing to do that, I had people who worked for Trump in the 1990s reach out to me to say, this is the biggest legal retainer he has ever paid, as far as they knew. So I think that speaks to how concerned he is.
You have said you think it's more likely than not that he will run again in 2024. Is there anything other than health that you think prevents him from doing so at this point, Maggie?
I think a fear of losing, and I think a disinterest in the process the way it is now. There is a bitterness around him and a quickness to anger that, he was always pretty quick to anger, but it has gotten more intense. Those are the reasons I could see, something unforeseen, like something related to one of these cases, these legal cases, maybe, but I think he has backed himself into a corner and has to run.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.